Hello, you lovely people. This is All Star Productions, and we're getting set for our first couple of shows of All Star Frenzy, and then, of course, Vital Signs will be taking place as well. Um, so, um, we are not currently trying to find anybody to sign. Um, we've got a pretty good roster as we have it as of right now. I will take a look at the hidden gems and see if I can shortlist anybody though. We've got Joanna Silver. I did shortlist her. She's based in the tri-state. So I won't be, her travel would be covered at this current moment. Jack Holder is also somebody I shortlisted, as his skills are pretty good, and he's also based in the tri-state. Joy Ryder is based in the Mid-Atlantic, so she's somebody I was looking at too. I shortlisted her as well. Zippy Deverell is based in the Mid-Atlantic. He's a young lion at this moment. He's got 92 resilience, 72 stamina, 71 athleticism. His primary and mental skills aren't very good. He's got really good charisma, microphone, star quality, sex appeal. Yeah. I don't know. I might look into him. Maybe. He'd have to improve a lot for me to be impressed by him, though. Plus his travels would be covered. We got Roth Sachet, who's a young lion. He's based in the Mid-South, but he's got a troublemaker personality type. And his skills aren't really that great anyway. He's got good charisma, though, and star quality and sex appeal. Excuse me. He's not really popular either. He's based in the Mid-South. Troublemakers can't help causing drama. They have a negative natural impact on the backstage environment. They have a greatly increased chance of causing negative backstage interactions. And, yeah, so I don't think I will be hiring him or even shortlisting him just because of that. So, yeah. We took a look at the finances and we lost a crap ton of money. I don't plan on losing this much money for a little while. We did lose a bunch of money again, though, just because of production, I believe. And of course, workers. That was a decent amount too. The running costs for the media. Yeah, we're probably gonna end up losing money for quite some time, but hopefully we can bring that back at some point. And we're going to be upgrading merchandise, and we're just going to continue upgrading merchandise until we get to at least level 4. And then we'll kind of see where we go there. I'll probably just continue upgrading until the costs ends up being way too much for it to be an issue. I also changed the commentary. We will be doing TV shows. I just added Dr. Funkenstein as our commentator for the show. The Frenzy show. Our first Frenzy show will be taking place in 6 days. So, yeah. And then we'll be getting to vital signs. And we'll just kind of go from there. What are you guys most excited about with All-Star Pro already having our first show, like TV show? And if you guys are enjoying the TEW9 series, or if you're enjoying the WMMA 5 series that I started up too, that's cool. Let me know in the comments if you want anything else, like another series, either here on TEW9 or WMMA 5, or I also have TEW 2020 if anybody's interested in me doing that. Or I don't know. Just let me know what you guys think in the comments. And yeah. I'm not really sure what I'm going to be doing with the TV shows. And I have considered potentially bringing the events a little bit higher in length than the TV shows, or shortening the times for both TV shows and events, mainly so I can save some money. That's kind of what I was thinking about doing, is doing that so I can try and save some money, but I'm not sure if that'd be worth it, because then I wouldn't be able to do very many storylines or develop as many stars. But having this TV show now, that gives me more of an opportunity to build some stars too. So I may end up shortening both the TV shows and the pay-per-views, or whatever you want to call them, the events, to like an hour and a half. Or just an hour. Another thing I could potentially do as well is make the TV shows an hour long, and then keep the events at 2 hours long. That's something I've decided I could end up doing as well. And with the popularity increasing, hopefully we'll get higher attendance as well, which also then means an increase in merchandise with our popularity increasing and with higher attendance. DSPW have adopted a friendly attitude towards QAW and a bunch of other promotions. That's good to see. Considering that I think DSPW are part of the All-Stars Alliance, yes, they are. So I'm gonna actually start developing a friendly relationship towards them as well. Let's go to DSPW, adopt a friendly attitude. I'm going to try and adopt a friendly attitude towards all the companies that we work for. I mean, not work for, but are part of the alliance with. We've got 5-star Supreme, five SSW, so yeah, there's 5 SSW, ACPW, PWS, or SciShow, QAW, RIPW, and UEW. So I'll develop a friendly relationship towards UEW, RIPW, I'll probably just end up developing a friendly relationship towards all the promotions in the game. But for right now, we'll just go with the people that are currently a part of the All-Stars Alliance. SciShow, and ACPW, and 5 SSW, Curally, her costs are covered. She's based in Japan. I wonder if I could get her to move. She's not willing to consider moving while on tour. Okay. That's fine. But we are getting set for All-Star Pro's first frenzy. And yeah, we're only like 14 minutes in the video, and we've already started booking a show. So you guys are welcome for that. There won't be as much for me to explain either as the series goes on, because then you guys would be like, oh, okay, so this is how this works. Or maybe you guys already know this and you're just like, get on with the booking. Again, I want your guys' input. But let's give the night off. It's not happening. I'm not gonna give anybody the night off. Why would I do that? And we will select a generic venue. Looks like 77 fans are expected for ASP Frenzy, which is fine. And we will handle any pre-show incidents. Oh boy, unfortunately the sound system that you use for your shows has gone AWOL. The live event can still go ahead, but there will still be a small penalty to your overall show rating. That's great, especially since it's our first TV show. That's great. That's great. We've now got 207 creative energy, so I will spend that on creative finishes. A near certainty. We'll do another creative finish. A near certainty. I'll do a character idea too. Likely to succeed on the masked grappler. Okay. Now let's take a look at the locker room incidents. Too Hot has taken Primetime Jack Pride under his wing as a protege. That'll help out Primetime Jack Pride. Especially since he's already really good on the mic. That'll really help him out. Apparently Mosher and Wild Red Stallion had a blazing argument. Okay. But luckily there hasn't been any fights. There hasn't been any fights yet. Arguments, I mean, it could lead up to something, but so far nothing too crazy bad has happened, so I'm not too worried about it. Desert Storm ran pre-show training drills on Ali Perks and Mellow Flashheart. Too Hot ran pre-show training drills for 11 students. Jerry Pepper lifted the locker room when he created a silly game, quickly became very popular. Looks like Rowdy Ian Robertson came with an angle idea. Harvey Robinfield has been getting ribbed a little because of how much he's been influenced by Rick Sanders, even taking on some of his mannerisms. That's great to see. Pretty much everybody's getting along backstage. That's great to see. I'm going to do team bonding and see how that goes. Looks like it strengthened all the relationships. That's great to see. It did not serve any tensions, which I love to see that. So, yeah. We've got All-Star Pro Frenzy taking place. And I will be back with the show I am booking. Okay, and we are now set for our first ever All-Star Pro Frenzy. And it looks like we are currently about to spend $2,370 on our workers. And we've ended up using most of our roster, which is pretty nice to see. But without any further ado, let's just get straight into it. In a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, Jerry Pepper and Power Girl defeated Jason Patterson and Jay Silver in 11 minutes 27 when Jerry Pepper pinned Jay Silver with a pile driver. So once again, Jerry Pepper gets a victory. And this time he gets it for his team. Jay Silver and Jason Patterson should have gotten the win there. It was a 30 and 31. They should have won for the team. But because Power Girl was slightly below and Jerry Pepper had a 31, the segment got a 31 altogether. Dane O'Hara and Dr. Funkenstein have pretty good chemistry together. That's awesome to see. I may think about bringing in Dr. Funkenstein for the events then as well. And once again, commentary is doing a great job. I love to see it. In a pre-show bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat, our commentator Dr. Funkenstein defeats Ali Perks in 7 minutes and 23 by pinfall with a that funky elbow drop. Dr. Funkenstein, the newest commentator, got an in-ring performance at 25, and Ali Perks had a 22. I wasn't really expecting too much here. The commentary, once again, doing a great job. And the segment got a 25. I wasn't really expecting too much for this pre-show bout. Now we move on to the opening contest. We're trying to kind of build up Original Sinner. Since he's currently in a rivalry with Desert Storm. So he takes on one of our veterans. He takes on Too Hot. In a bout that had decent wrestling but didn't have much heat. This match actually ended in a draw. In 11 minutes and 26 when the referee lost control and had to stop the match. Basically, what was going on here was that these two were just getting out of control, and they were throwing out all kinds of different weapons. They weren't using the weapons on each other, but they were throwing them out. They were setting up tables. Original Sinner throws a bunch of chairs into the ring, and the referee, he's just trying to keep control of the matchup, and then eventually he's just like, I need to stop the match. This is getting too chaotic. So that's kind of how that went there. The match actually got the crowd hotter, and the commentary did a great job once again, and the good chemistry probably boosted it as well. And we got the show off to a strong start. This is our first ever televised match, and it got a 31. That's not terrible. And then Rockin' Ryan Turner and the Masked Grappler are both cutting promos ahead of their trios match later tonight. Desert Storm is not with them. They mentioned that Desert Storm is tired of having to listen to what the fans say. But the Masked Grappler, he's just like, whatever. I don't really care. I just want to get this over with. I want to get the match done, and I am going to do my best to work together with Desert Storm. I'm going to work together with you, Ryan Turner, and we are going to win this trios match. And Ryan Turner says, rock on! That's the way to go. We are going to once again deliver a banger match. Ryan Turner did not do well without a script to follow. The Masked Grappler clearly enjoyed having the freedom to go off script. The segment got a 41, which is good to see. Great promos there from both of these two. And then Buzz Reed takes on Jana Marie Bowen. In a decent match, Buzz Reed defeated Jana Marie Bowen in 7 minutes 29 by pinfall with a termination slam. The crowd's starting to get a little bit more hot. We're starting to get something at here. And Buzz Reed had an in-ring performance of 32. Jane and Marie Bowen had a in-ring performance of 31. The match got a 34. Commentary did well, and the match got the crowd hotter, which is great to see. Yeah, I don't really see anything too noteworthy for this. So, there is that. On to the next thing. Let's see, Rowdy Ryan Robertson, he starts going off because he is sick and tired of having to sit around doing nothing. He's tired of all of this bullcrap that he's had to go through since joining All Star Pro, and he's starts to threaten myself. I'm not around by any means, but he starts mentioning my name, and he's just going off on me and on a whole bunch of other people. And then eventually, there is a couple of guys that come down and say, "Why are you so angry? If you're so angry, why not wrestle a match?" And then he said, "Fine, I'll wrestle the both of you, and we'll settle this." So that's pretty much how that went. Rowdy Ryan Robertson enjoyed going off script. The angle idea was a failure. This was the angle idea that Rowdy Ryan Robertson came to me with. It was extremely risky. It didn't seem to hurt the promo too bad, which is fine. Once again, commentary doing a great job. And we got a 37 in the promo. It's great to see. And the crowd seemed to really enjoy Rowdy Ryan Robertson going off on everyone. So, yeah. The crowd was like, "Yeah, Rowdy Ryan Robertson talking about the boss like that? Great. How about we talk bad about our bosses?" Anyway. And the two men that were I was mentioning about were Phenomenal E and TJ Bailey. This match had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Phenomenal E defeated Rowdy Ryan Robertson and TJ Bailey in 9 minutes and 9 seconds when Phenomenal E pinned Rowdy Ryan Robertson with a tumbleweed leg drop. This match was designed to steal the show, and I think it did just that with a 44. And the crowd was very hot for this, it looks like. Phenomenal E had a 44, so he made I made the right call in giving him the victory. Rowdy Ryan Robertson had a 33, and TJ Bailey had a 37. So overall, big ups for everyone. And the match got the crowd buzzing, and Phenomenal E's getting better at his gimmick. So you love to see it. You love to see that those positives. And then Kate Lilly is coming down to the ring. And she starts talking about, she grabs a microphone and is talking about how she is excited to be here at All Star Pro, and that she is looking forward to potentially main eventing here at All Star Pro and becoming a major star here at All Star Pro. But then Golden Delicious, she comes in from the crowd, like she jumps over the barricade from the crowd, runs into the ring, and then starts beating down on Kate Lilly. And eventually Kate Lilly starts fighting back, like maybe like 10 seconds in the beatdown, and then they start going off on each other. They're both brawling, everybody's going crazy, and then a referee comes down to the ring, and then says, hey, both of you two, wrestle now. And then they both agree, and the bell rings. So the brawl got a 47. That's great to see. It was a 5-minute brawl. The crowd really seemed to enjoy it too, as the crowd was very hot. And yeah, this was the lead up to their match. In a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Kate Lilly defeated Golden Delicious in 9 minutes and 4 seconds by pinfall with a Lilly launch pad. Kate Lilly had a 47, and Golden Delicious had a 34. This match got a 45, so it was 2 below the brawl, but it still was a great match. I'm not gonna complain there. This probably could have been the main event, but we'll see. And then backstage, Primetime Jack Pride and Roger Montero, they are hyping themselves up for their upcoming tag team match later on in the night. And Primetime Jack Pride starts praising Roger Montero. And then Roger's like, no. You deserve all the credit, Primetime Jack Pride. We're going to work together as a tag team. But not only that, we will become incredible singles wrestlers here at All Star Pro. And the world will know our names. And Primetime Jack Pride and Roger Montero shake hands. They both improvised well. The promo got a 41, so that's good to see. Primetime Jack Pride is definitely one of our best talkers right now. I think Roger Montero's pretty good in his own right too, though. So yeah. And this is the trio that Desert Storm and the other two are taking on. Joe Gilbert, Stan Mana, and Wild Red Stallion were all one. Well, Joe Gilbert and all three of them then they do what Joe Gilbert did last time. They huddle around and start creating strategies on defeating their opponents. Basically, that's pretty much the whole thing. Wild Red Stallion jumps in a couple of times and says, how about we just start throwing in chairs and we start hitting them so much that they fall to the ground? In like a funny, in like a kind of like comedic type of way. And Stan Mana is like, whoa, calm down. We get it. You're wild. You're a stallion. But let's calm down a moment here. And then Joe Gilbert's like, but starting out a brawl with a bunch of people would be pretty cool to see. And then they all just start going off the hills. So basically, they are most of it they're doing the strategy thing like previously, and then everything starts going off the rails. Joe Gilbert was terrible at improvising. The other two did well at improvising. Wild Red Stallion was not great at improvising the last time around, so that's something to keep in mind. It looks like the crowd seems to enjoy them going off the rails. Joe Gilbert's getting better at his gimmicks once again. Commentary's doing well, so I'm not going to complain. And then the truly best, Ellie Mae Walton and Mercutio Sleep. They take on Roger Montero and Primetime Jack Pride. This was a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The truly best, they drew with Roger Montero and Primetime Jack Pride in 20 minutes. This was a 20-minute time limit. Most of the matches taking place at All Star Pro will be 20-minute time limits, just so you guys know. So once that 20-minute mark hits, that will be a time limit draw. I will do my best to let you guys know when there isn't a 20-minute time limit match taking place. I may not say something, I may forget, but for right now, I plan on having all my matches be 20-minute time limits unless I mention otherwise. So that's something I forgot to mention too. But yeah, these two went to a time limit draw. Then both the tag teams are frustrated and they're like, oh, come on, we went into a time limit draw? This sucks. And the crowd is not happy about it either. They wanted a winner in this tag team matchup, which is fair. Mercutio Sleep got a 42. Ellie Mae Walton had a 28. Primetime Jack Pride had a 28. He was also really off his game, so that hurt his in-ring performance. And Roger Montero had a 46, so he was the best guy of the match. I might end up booking Mercutio Sleep and Roger Montero in singles action for the next All-Star Frenzy. It's an idea I have. We'll see. And then we had a wild brawl take place between Texas Hangman and Jules Knight. This was the co-main event. In a decent wild brawl, Texas Hangman defeated Jules Knight in 6 minutes and 43 seconds by pinfall with a choke slam following interference from Mercutio Sleep. So, at the end of the bout, it's just Texas Hangman and Jules Knight for the most part in the match. Nobody's at ringside, but they come in and they start beating the absolute crap out of each other. It's a wild brawl. Everybody's going crazy. The referee had to separate both of them at one point in time to resume the match. And then Jules Knight is getting ready to go from the top rope. He's on the top turnbuckle. And then Mercutio Sleep starts running down the ring. And then he starts distracting Jules Knight. And then Texas Hangman grabs him and choke slams him to get the win. Texas Hangman had an in-ring performance of 39. He seemed off his game, which hurt his in-ring performance, I assume. And Jules Knight had a 19. Brawling is not really Jules Knight's strong suit, and that makes sense then of why his in-ring performance wasn't so great. Texas Hangman's brawling is really good though, and he's considered a brawler right now. So I thought that he would do a better job, but with him being seemingly off his game, that probably hurt that. Commentary did a great job. And the match was still decent, so I'm not going to complain too much. And then Ellie Mae Walton and Mercutio Sleep, they talk about their tag team match that went into a time limit draw. And they say, this just... And then Ellie Mae Walton starts getting ready to throw stuff, but then Mercutio Sleep says, wait a minute. This just proves once again that we're truly the best. And then Ellie Mae Walton says, hold on a minute, you're right. And then they start walking up towards Texas Hangman and then go into the locker room and shut the door. Both of them improvised terribly. It didn't matter too much, though. It got a 31. Commentary lifted the segment, which is good to see. And then we saw the trios match take place, which was our main event. It got a 45, so it was a great main event. And about had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Desert Storm, Rockin' Ryan Turner, and the Masked Grappler defeated Wild Red Stallion, Stan Mana, and Joe Gilbert in 9 minutes and 43 seconds when the Masked Grappler submitted Wild Red Stallion with a figure 4 leg lock. Wild Red Stallion was the Wink Link. He had a 26. And the Masked Wrestler got a 52. The best in-ring performance ever in this save so far with the Masked Grappler. Rockin' Ryan Turner had a 44. Stan Mana had a 40. 36 for Desert Storm, and Joe Gilbert with a 35. This was to kind of build up Desert Storm as well ahead of him and Original Sinner's second match after the handful of tights that Desert Storm did on Original Sinner. It was noted as well that Desert Storm and the Masked Grappler had a little bit of arguing going on during the match. Obviously, they didn't matter too much though, since they got the win. The other trio, though, they worked really well together. So maybe the huddling is worth trying for other people, even though they lost this match. Wild Red Stallion and Joe Gilbert are both getting better at their gimmicks. That's great to see. And the show increased popularity in 10 regions. We could have had Kate Lily and Golden Delicious be the main event too. The show appeared worse because of the equipment problems that's to be expected. And now we're on to the next taping. Rick Sanders has been talking to Terry Smith a lot recently and seems to be having some degree of influence over his behavior. That's great to see there. So seem to be getting along. That's great to see. And I will be back, actually. Okie dokie, and we are back, and we're getting set now for Frenzy 2. So let's get into it. The opening contest saw Original Sinner take on Axel Brown in a bout that had decent wrestling but non-existent crowd heat. Original Sinner defeated Axel Brown in 12 minutes and 18 seconds. With a choke slam. Original Sinner had an in-ring performance of 28. Axel Brown had an in-ring performance of 13. The bout dragged in the middle with a lack of flow being noticeable. So, that shows they have low psychology, which is unfortunate, but that's okay. The commentary gave the match a boost. The match got the crowd hotter. This was just supposed to be the opening contest anyway. And it wasn't really supposed to be anything too special. It was just kind of supposed to build up Original Sinner ahead of his match with Desert Storm once again. And yeah, it's not looking very good for Desert Storm. He may be in trouble ahead of his match with the Original Sinner. Original Sinner is not happy. He's been racking up some wins. He's been racking up some momentum. The Masked Grappler, he was walking into the ring, and he basically mentions how All-Star Pro is his home. And then he mentions that to everyone else that wants to grapple with the Masked Grappler, you want to out-wrestle me? Then prove it. Step foot into this ring up against me. Anytime, any place. So it looks like that got the crowd going crazy. Got the crowd hotter. It was a 43. Great jobs, great stuff there from the Masked Grappler. And we had a very terrible video package on Wild Red Stallion. This was just supposed to hype him up. This was just a video package. There wasn't really anything else. It was just hyping him up. And it was a 5, our lowest rating segment ever. It's okay though, because the crowd was still very hot, so it didn't kill the crowd too much. I don't think it'll affect the show rating too much, but we'll see. And then we've got a tag team match. Ali Perks and Mellow Flashheart got the win over Mosher and Jerry Pepper. In 11 minutes and 57 seconds, Mellow Flashheart pinned Jerry Pepper with a backflip face crusher. Mellow Flashheart had a 15. Ali Perks had a 24. Jerry Pepper had a 33. And Mosher had a 31. The commentary did a great job. Mellow Flashheart has a strong connection with the young female demographic, and they really enjoyed her winning. the match. The fans, though, didn't seem impressed with Mela Flashheart being a young lion going over Jerry Pepper. That's pretty unfortunate there. Mosher is getting better in his gimmick. The segment rating got a 31 still. The match got a 31 still. So that's still decent. And yeah, on to the next thing. Desert Storm backstage, he's like, Original Sinner, I see you. I see that you're trying to build up your momentum. I see that you have been working your ass off to get a victory. I see that at Vital Signs, I am going to have to find it deep within inside of my soul to bring out the storm that will finally make you pay for your sins. And that was a very good backstage promo. And I got it 41. He enjoyed going off script. So there's that. And the backstage promo got a 41. You love to see it. Following the hype video that we saw from Wild Red Stallion, he ended up being in a triple threat match between Flying Patriot and Power Girl. And the bout had decent wrestling with not much heat. Wild Red Stallion, ahead of his hype video, actually got the win. He pinned Flying Patriot in 12 minutes 36 seconds with a Lakota cutter. Wild Red Stallion got a 27. Flying Patriot had a 20, and Power Girl had a 28. Flying Patriot was also really off his game. Dane O'Hara and Dr. Funkenstein have pretty good chemistry. So, yeah, it looks like it's helping. And the color commentary and the commentary quality, it boosted the match. So, 29 for this triple threat. Wasn't really supposed to be anything too crazy. It was just supposed to allow the fans to take a look at what Wild Red Stallion and Flying Patriot and Power Girl can all do, giving them some TV exposure, basically. It wasn't supposed to be really anything crazy. No real storyline going on here. It was just kind of filler, I guess, while also giving some exposure to the crowd. And then we have a tag team match. The Masked Grappler actually did get his wish, and he calls up the boss herself, that being myself, to join up with him in a tag team match up against Jules Knight and Ricky Turner. And it was a technical masterclass that had superb wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The big boss man herself and the Masked Grappler defeated Jules Knight and Ricky Turner in 1759 when the Masked Grappler pinned Ricky Turner with a pile driver. In terms of in-ring work, I was head and shoulders above everyone else. 62. And I benefited from having a hot new move and being the flavor of the month and having a groundswell of public support and being in amazing form. Wow. how did I all of a sudden go from having a 39 to a 62? Was I just rusty, or what's going on here? Nonetheless, the mass grappler had a 49, and then Jules Knight was not far below with a 43, and then Ricky Turner had a 35. So yeah, and apparently the match was poorly placed. I was originally gonna have this be the opening contest, but then I was like, this is too big. This 46 right here is the exact reason why I was like, this should not be the opening contest. And then I just forgot to remove it from being a technical math class. But it didn't seem to matter too much. It still gave us a 46. All four of these guys are very technically sound. That's kind of why I did this technical math class. But yeah, up to the next thing, I believe, is the main event. Oh wait, no, it's not. Desert Storm, ahead of his, getting some build up for Desert Storm as well. He wrestles Tsuki Kawamata, and it was a decent match where Desert Storm defeated Kawamata in 10 minutes 29 by pinfall while using the ropes for leverage. So again, Desert Storm's cheating to get the victory. But this definitely still builds up to Desert Storm and the original Sinner. The Desert Storm had an in-ring performance of 36. He also is very much sending a message to the original Sinner in this matchup. As before he does the cheating to win, he ends up hitting hitting the original Sinner's finisher to get the win. He does the choke slam on Kawamata to get the win, and then he says, "You will pay for your sins" after the match. So, yeah. Continuing on with that storyline between Desert Storm and the original Sinner. Another terrible video package, this time on TJ Bailey. Maybe video packages aren't the way to go. Yeah, I don't think video packages are the way to go. This one got an 8. Yeah, not good. I'm just probably not going to be doing video packages anymore. I don't know. We'll see. And then our main event. Mercutio Sleep and Roger Montero. So I did in fact do it. I did the match I was talking about from last week. Well, last show, I mean. Sorry. The belt had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Mercutio Sleep defeated Roger Montero in 19 minutes 16 by pinfall with a go to sleep. During the match, Texas Hangman also Texas Hangman, all of Truly the Best, they all were at ringside. Ellie Mae Walton and Texas Hangman were all at ringside, and Roger Montero was attacked by Texas Hangman. Primetime Jack Pride was nowhere to be found. He was not at ringside. He never helped Roger Montero. And Mercutio Sleep got the victory there. After Texas Hangman attacked Montero. with Von and with Ellie Mae Walton, excuse me. She distracted the referee while Texas Hangman was doing that. But yeah, the match got a 42. Mercutio Sleep had a 38. Roger Montero had a 41. The match got the crowd hotter. It was our main event, so I mean, we ended off the show with a bang. It sounds like. And Mercutio Sleep and Roger Montero are getting better at their gimmicks. It's always great to see. Let's take a look at how the show went. The show got a 38. Probably because of these terrible video packages. The Wild Red Stallion video package was definitely our worst one we've done so far. But a 38 for our overall show rating is still not bad. It could have been a lot worse. And we increased our popularity in 10 regions once again. And the show appeared worse again because of the equipment problems from earlier. Let's take a look at the financial report. We're probably going to lose a bunch of money. I'm going to be so for real, but here we go. Yep. We lost about 6,000. I saw that coming. And yeah, there's not really anything else to say. Let's take a look at the popularity recap now. We did go up in popularity in everywhere except the Midwest. Which, I mean, we're gaining popularity. That's what matters. We went from 1 to 2 in the Mid-Atlantic, 0 to 1 at New England, 1 to 2 at Southeast and Southwest. And everywhere else even managed to stay the same, and there was no changes in the Midwest. That's completely fine. We're gaining popularity. That's what matters. Hopefully, we can increase our popularity in the Midwest after the... I'm assuming the popularity didn't grow in the Midwest because of the pre-show stuff. I'm assuming that's why. But yeah, that's really it. And yeah, that was our first 2 Frenzy shows. First time this episode that we're doing more than one show, too. So yeah, I'll take a look at the viewership before I leave. But Dane O'Hara thinks Dr. Funkenstein is money. Strap a rocket to him. And he also thinks Primetime Jack Pride is money. Strap a rocket to him. Frenzy number 1 had 1,997 viewers. So I count that as a success. We got more viewers. And we got some viewers for our first show. I count that as a success. And Dane O'Hara thinks that Dr. Funkenstein and Primetime Jack Pride is money, and that we should strap a rocket to them. So that's some very interesting stuff there. I probably will do vital signs as well. I'm gonna be so for real. I'm probably gonna do vital signs as well. I'm gonna move vital signs just a little bit as well. Let me take a look at the availability real quick. Okay, so everybody's available. Vital Signs is set to take place March 4th. So I will move that to March 1st. And yeah, vital signs will be taking place in 10 days. Financially, we're still losing money, but it's not nearly as much as last month. So I'm very happy about that. We're at 30% still in merchandise. And production-wise, we're doing okay. I might downgrade on I'm probably gonna downgrade just because some of it is pretty expensive. No rival levels, so yeah, I'm gonna do vital signs as well. And I will be back. It is worth noting that the second All-Star Frenzy got 1,674 viewers. So that's not much less from the first All-Star Frenzy. I also know that when a TV show is taped instead of live, there are less viewership, which would make sense because not as much people are gonna tune in, and some people are just gonna look through the spoilers and call it a day. So I completely understand that. And so yeah, that's something I wanted to mention. I also did in fact end up signing a couple more contracts. So I will not be showing that. I have a couple of surprises for vital signs. So yeah, I'll see you in the next show. Okay, it is time now for All-Star Pro Vital Signs. We are not giving anybody the night off. And we will go to Des Moines for this show. And we will go to All-Star Pro Pay-Per-View Network. Use the selection. Booking team meeting. We gained 193 creative energy. We have 180 stored point creative energy. So I'm gonna do 2 character ideas, a safe bet, a near certainty on Ellie Mae Walton, and then I'll do 2 creative finishes. A big gamble, so I'm gonna discard that. A near certainty on anyone. And now we are good. Do we have any bad booking chemistry? Everybody's still in the 60-day probationary period. So I guess we probably won't find out until later on. I'm a little nervous to run through the locker room incidents, because it may end up involving some people that I've signed already. So I'm gonna skip through the locker room incidents. Okay, so um, the previous two locker room incidents was just the pre-show training drills for the new students. And Power Girl has helped create a great atmosphere backstage when she pulled a great rib on the entire locker room that had everyone laughing afterward. So that's great to see. Okay, so the locker room incidents have been completed. So nothing too crazy. We're gonna try a medal. I'm gonna go Buzz Reed and Axel Brown. So yeah, there's that. And now we go to Desert Storm and Original Center 2. One of our first storylines we started up doing in the save. So yeah. This should be a really good matchup between Desert Storm and Original Sinner. I'm gonna probably end up keeping Desert Storm strong and protecting him. That way he hopefully isn't as upset by losing to Original Sinner. He's still furious with it. That's gonna it's gonna ruin his morale, but I don't think it will too much. I hope. Anyway, I'm gonna book the rest of the show now. I shall be back. Okay, and now it's time to book our show. As you can see, I've got a bunch of different stuff going on here. Yeah. We've got our first actual, official debut taking place. Rain Man will be making his debut up against Ellie Mae Walton. And Rowdy Ryan Robertson will be having an open challenge. Kate Lilly and Suki Kawamata will be in tag team action up against a mystery tag team. Texas Hangman versus Wild Red Stallion. And then we, of course, have the Desert Storm Original Center 2 match. They'll be running it back. Allie Perks will take on Too Hot. With some post-match scenes taking place after. Primetime Jack Pride and Roger Montero will be taking together once again against Dr. Funkenstein and Phenomenal E. There's some post-match stuff taking place there too. And then, of course, after the big boss man herself, that being me, and the Masked Grappler are tagged up against the other team. The Masked Grappler got in way over his head, and that's what led into our main event singles matchup. The Masked Grappler versus the boss of the company. So this should be a good show. There will be no pre-show matches. And yeah, let's get this show started. The opening contest saw Desert Storm take on Original Sinner, and Desert Storm defeated Original Sinner in 19 minutes 56 by submission. The match was designed to tell a story. This was supposed to be the end of the story between Desert Storm and Original Sinner. Desert Storm does get the win, and he makes Original Sinner tap out. And he does do what he said he was going to do. He made the Original Sinner pay for his sins. Desert Storm got an in-ring performance of 32, and Original Sinner had an in-ring performance of 23. Commentary did a great job. The match got the show off to a strong start, and it also got the crowd hotter. Great win there for Desert Storm, though, as he won cleanly and made Original Sinner tap out. The match got a 27. And then we saw Kate Lily and Tsuki Kawamata take on a mystery tag team, which ended up being Ava Anderson and Becca Barton. In a bout that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Kate Lily and Tsuki Kawamata defeated the debuting tag team in 11 minutes and 48 when Kate Lily pinned Ava Anderson with a Lily launch pad. Tsuki Kawamata was the weak link, struggling to keep up with everyone, as expected. She had a 24. Ava Anderson and Becca Barton's gimmicks were very good and great. This was just mostly to set up the debut of Ava Anderson and Becca Barton. Not necessarily as a tag team, but just to have their debut. I was just kind of experimenting. Kate Lily's getting better at her gimmick, so that's good to see. The match got a 42, so I love to see that. And then Ellie Mae Walton will take on the debuting Rain Man. Rain Man was the only one officially publicly announced for his debut. And Rain Man defeated Ellie Mae Walton in 13 minutes 4 seconds by pinfall with a raindrop. Rain Man got a 42. Ellie Mae Walton had a 28. So, great stuff there from Rain Man. His gimmick was poor, which is unfortunate, but not all the gimmicks are gonna debut great. Also, there are 95 people in attendance for Vital Signs. The match got a 40. The crowd was really hot for this match. Great in-ring great debut for Rain Man. The rest of the truly best, they were nowhere to be seen, as Texas Hangman's got a match later tonight, and Mercutio Sleep was just nowhere to be found. So the truly best, Ellie Mae Walton did not win this matchup. And we're moving on to Texas Hangman and Wild Stallion in a wild brawl. Texas Hangman defeated Wild Red Stallion in 15 minutes and 10 seconds by pinfall with a choke slam. Something of note, we saw somebody come down to the ring during the match, and he took out the referee and beat down both Texas Hangman and Wild Red Stallion, and that man is Juggernaut Jones. And Juggernaut Jones debuted as his gimmick was very good. So another big man right here taking out both Texas Hangman and Wild Red Stallion. He emerges from the crowd and he takes out the referee and then beats them both down. And then later on in the match, Texas Hangman choke slams Wild Red Stallion to get the win. And then Juggernaut Jones, still in the crowd, staring down at both Texas Hangman and Wild Red Stallion. The commentary did well, and this match got a 37. So, pretty impressive debut there for Juggernaut Jones. Ali Perks then took on Too Hot, and it was a decent match, it looks like. Ali Perks defeated Too Hot in 14 minutes and 40 seconds by pinfall with a flatliner. Too Hot made Ali Perkins look particularly strong, which is good to see. The veteran doing the right thing there. He's been putting over younger talent lately. And the fans did not enjoy having Ali Perks win, as she's a young lion technically still. Commentary did well. Now, let's move on to the post-match scenes. The match was better thanks to Too Hot making Ali Perkins look strong. We saw Ali Perks get jumped from behind by Purple Viper and Queen Amazon, and they then throw out new hand signs, and they then set her on fire. That's right, they set her on fire. And then they both throw out the sign again. And then the Titantron says L inferior horde. Is this the beginning of a new faction? Oh, or what is going on here? But Ali Perks was set on fire, to everyone's shock, with the debuting El Inferno Horde. Queen Amazon debuted. Queen Amazon's gimmick was great. Purple Viper's gimmick was adequate. The segment rating got a 48. So, the setting Ali Perks on fire got people talking, it looks like. And then Rowdy Ryan Robertson's open challenge. He comes down to the ring and he says, "Hey, give me anybody you got." And then two debuting talents come in. Sarah Taylor and Clark Smallbone. They walk down to the ring and say, "We want you, Rowdy Ryan Robertson." So they do it, and they wrestle in a triple threat. And Rowdy Ryan Robertson defeats Sarah Taylor and Clark Smallbone in 11 minutes 32, when Rowdy Ryan Robertson pins Clark Smallbone with a lariat clothesline. Sarah Taylor had an in-ring performance of 42. Rowdy Ryan Robertson had a 36. Clark Smallbone had a 41. Sarah Taylor's gimmick was adequate. Clark Smallbone's gimmick was very good. The fans were not impressed. Didn't seem impressed with Young Lion winning over Clark Smallbone. That's fine. The match got a 43.
So, good stuff there. The tag team match took place then between Primetime Jack Pride and Roger Montero versus Dr. Funkenstein and Phenomenal E. This bout had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. The tag team, who has had a little bit of struggle since joining All-Star Pro, defeated Dr. Funkenstein and Phenomenal E in 14 minutes and 47 seconds when Roger Montero pinned Dr. Funkenstein with an eagle chop. They both do work together here after the disappearing Primetime Jack Pride from last time around. Great stuff here. Phenomenal E's getting better at his gimmick. Primetime Jack Pride seemed off his game, but he got a 30, so... And then they're seen arguing as Roger's like, why weren't you around last time? What's going on? And then Primetime Jack Pride said, I'm sorry, I just had some other business take place. And they are just continuing on arguing while in the ring. Primetime Jack Pride struggled going off script. That's interesting. And Roger Montero improvised well. The argument got a 34. Will we be seeing a matchup between these two? We thought they were doing well as a tag team, but there's some heat going on here.
And then, of course, the big boss, myself, and the masked grappler are taking each other on. And about that superb wrestling and good heat, the masked grappler defeats me in 18 minutes and 42 by pinfall with a pile driver. And the main event was to go out and steal the show, and by God did it with a 63, the best match of All-Star Pro. And I took a stunt bump during this match as well, and we got the crowd buzzing with and it helps with all of the benefits that I have currently. But yeah, this was incredible. It's time now to finish off the show with a 56. I think that's the best show we've done so far for All-Star Pro as well, and we increased popularity in 9 regions. So I'll be putting over the masked grappler, and I will be putting over Rain Man. Praise for a great performance. Praise for a great performance. Let's see how we did financially. We lost about $4,000. That's not terrible. And popularity, we did go up in the Midwest. We went from 10 to 11, and everywhere else gained, except for Puerto Rico and Hawaii, gained popularity in the United States. So that's great to see. And that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. That was 3 shows in one video. You are very welcome. I'll catch you on the flip side.